Bez and I recently got married. Sweet yarn. And we had our honeymoon in Siargao. Here is our 4 days, 3 nights itinerary in Siargao. We arrived at around 7:30 a.m. coming from the first flight. The first thing you need to know about Siargao is right at the airport, you will be asked for an environmental fee. It's relatively cheap, but should you want to visit different beaches and islands, this would be asked from you per beach. So if you total everything, that would be a significant amount. At the airport, there are joiner vans worth 300 pesos each, going to General Luna. Our hotel was at Sandy Feet. Since it's our honeymoon, we splurged on our hotel accommodation. We had a whole villa to ourselves, and just look at where we're staying. Larry, the hotel manager, was so proud of this bag they lent their guests. And Bez absolutely loved the outdoor shower area.
Yeah.
They have complete kitchen amenities. And our bedroom was on the second floor of the villa. Just look at this view. We then traveled via tricycle to the Binggo Office where we rented a tuk-tuk for 1,000 pesos. We wanted to explore the city at our own pace, and driving the tuk-tuk itself was an adventure. They would give you a crash course on driving, but I really didn't understand much until I drove it myself. Good thing the people at Siargao was patient with me after several failed attempts in the road. But eventually, I got the hang of it. Our first destination was this restaurant called Shaka, where we had our breakfast. If you're a fan of fruits, oatmeal, and other healthy alternatives, this is the place for you. Look at that beautiful arrangement. Pero sa totoo lang, wish ko tapsilog yan. We really went here for the view and because it's closest to the famous Cloud9. We strolled along the boardwalk, but unfortunately, because of the typhoon, the wooden hut where you could view surfers was still not rebuilt. And it was low tide when we got there, so no surfing yet. Our next stop in our tuk-tuk adventure was the coconut overview deck where you could have an amazing view of the greeneries, mostly coconut trees. Plus, you get this amazing human drone shot from the locals here. What is this human drone, you ask? Well, it's pretty much this kuya dancing while holding your phone. Partida, nakapaa pa yan. This doesn't really cost anything, but to support them, you can give them a tip or buy products they are selling. In our case, we bought loads of bamboo straws which could serve as pasalubong. We also had quick photos along this coconut road. Our next stop is my favorite place in this adventure, the Maasin River. Not a lot of tourists take this river cruise, but you are missing a lot if you don't. This is only 550 pesos plus the entrance fee of 20 pesos per person. The water was so cool, which was perfect against the heat from the sun. It's also a long cruise, so it's definitely worth it. We also saw some locals fishing there using minimal equipment. Shout out to our boatman Tex. We were greeted by this dog at the last stop. We then took a break in this hut while waiting for the couple before us to finish their turn. And I guess this human drone shot is standard in Siargao. I really loved our time in the cool water. Going back, we had an opportunity to jump in this diving board. Our next stop was the Magpupungko rock pools and flats. You could see this awesome rock formation of two large rocks on top of each other. The best time to visit is during the low tide. And you can also swim in this natural rock pool, but of seawater. We then had a bite in one of the restaurants there. Now this is a feast compared to the fruit bowl we had earlier. We then headed back to General Luna for a quick shower and had our dinner in the famous Bravo Beach Resort. Based on the reviews, this is supposedly a packed place, but I guess since it was a Sunday, people were on a break. We then had drinks while staring at the beach. On our second day, we started with such a filling meal prepared by the wonderful people of Sandy Feet, our hotel. Then we headed to General Luna Boulevard for an island tour. If you're in a joiners group, island tours are 1,600 pesos per person, all in. But if you have a private boat like us, it's only 1,800 for the whole boat. However, you need to buy your own lunch and pay the entrance fees. Shout out to our boatman, Ernie. Our first stop was the Naked Island. It's a tiny island where you can view the sea 360 degrees. It's called Naked Island because it's nothing but white sand. Hindi ito nude beach ha. And of course, the standard human drone shot courtesy of our boatman. Because the island is tiny, the waves can come from all sides. Next island, Daku Island. This is where you can have your lunch. And guys, they make the best mango shake. No BS. We rented this hut for 300 pesos. We actually bought meat and vegetables before going to the island, and so we have them cook it for us. While waiting for them to finish cooking, the boatman took us snorkeling, where you can see a thriving ecosystem in the sea. Unfortunately, we forgot our GoPro, so just watch us snorkel. We saw kids catch a pair of octopus. Again, unfortunately, no GoPro. Lunch is served! Yummy! Kung nag-joiners ka, ayan, ganyan sila karami mag-boodle fight. If you want to hike Corregidor Island, your island tour will go up from 1,800 pesos to 3,500 pesos. You'd need a guide hiking and make sure you're in shape when you do this hike. But the Batanes-like view and catching a glimpse of the different islands surrounding Siargao makes everything worth it. You can also sit on bended coconut trees. Laki ng tiyan yarn. You can also try to go up the bended coconut trees, but might get judged by the guide. Mga taga Maynila talaga, oo. We then headed to our last island, but first, snorkeling. Now we're ready to head to Guyam Island. Guyam Island is the perfect last spot destination because it's pretty chill. Get some shakes or coffee and some snacks in Guyum's Burger and just chill around the different places in the island. Kain na naman! The whole vibe of the island is really just a place to chill and worry about nothing, which you deserve when you visit Siargao. Our boatman Ernie showcased his skill on tree climbing too. Ernie was kind enough to bring us straight to our hotel, but this really isn't standard. Just talk to your boatman. And please give a tip to your boatman. Time to take a nap. During our time of visit, the famous Mama's Grill was still not rebuilt after the typhoon. So our trike driver brought us here in Bibi's Grill, where you can order food and they will grill it on the spot. Yep, all that for the two of us. After our dinner, we strolled along Tourism Road to just visit some shops so we can have souvenirs. And that's the end of our day 2, day 2 sa puso ko. On our third day, we had breakfast still at the hotel, but they prepared it by the beachside. This time, we hired a tour guide / habal-habal driver named Bert, going to the Del Carmen Boulevard for another set of island tour. His number on the description. The private island tour here costs 3,200 per boat. Our first stop was the Sugba Lagoon, where you could jump your heart out. You can also do kayaks here to explore the lagoon, but we decided not to. We just decided to look at the amazing creations of God. Up next in our island tour was the Pamomoan Beach, where there aren't many tourists, at least when we visited. It's a great place to just rest under the coconut trees. Just make sure there wouldn't be coconuts falling on your face. This is where we had our lunch, and what's great about this island is they take care of the boatmen. They are the ones who give them their lunch. Since this isn't crowded, it's a great place to just walk around at pag-usapan yung mga bayarin. Up next in our adventure was another remote island just across Pamomoan called Kawhagan Island. We could also have lunch here, but since we already had ours, our tour guide Bert decided to climb one of the trees and get us some fresh coconuts. That's Bert right there. We literally had the island all to ourselves. Now we head back to the main island. We had some snorkeling too, but there's really not much to show without the GoPro. Bert then took us to Bugak Cold Spring, a place where salt water and fresh water meet. After swimming the whole day in the sea, this is a wonderful place to cool down and freshen up. Back in General Luna, we had our dinner in the famous Kermit surf restaurant. They are known to have the best pizza in town. So famous that they ran out of it when we got there. Oh well, the wrap and pasta were good too. And the lava cake was okay. Our fourth day was the day of our flight going back home. So it's a good time to just chill at the hotel, take time eating the breakfast, and take advantage of the different amenities. We also had our hotel arrange a car for us, which was 350 pesos per person. And at the airport, time to work on the responsibilities you forgot. Hashtag can best be loved.